That's so loud. Get back to where I was. What? Damn, how far back did it put me? So freaking true. It put me back pretty far, so I'm trying to get back to where I was. Bro, you know what I kind of realized? I've been thinking about it. But it's comical how fast Kyoku switched up on his day ones, bruh. Like, not gonna lie. Oh, okay. He's writing articles. He needs to write the articles for him. For his daughter. Alright, I'll just start right here then. The location printed on the map was blurry and hard to make out. Minori Kawa had a rough idea where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in the hopes of getting more material. He scanned further along into the proposal. Society of Surveillance. Hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase. 60 squared, twins share the prize at local beauty contest. Shibuya now! Black market organ trafficking. 7 pieces. That was the plan at any rate, but there wasn't enough material to make any headway. Do you remember this? We're almost caught up. Whatever. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. I need a coaster, bro. I'm freaking up my, thing. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The notes suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely and they'd become a gang of street punks themselves. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article, to be sure, but tracking down the gang would be hard this time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about the organ harvesting in Shibuya. The rumor was that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. If Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though, he didn't have much time to spare for it. Oh shit, it's 11. Shibuya now! The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Minorikawa decided that one of those three would have to go. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. We all pulling up for the Shibuya organ harvesting. We're all getting them there, Brad. There was a good chance he'd really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. Finally, he decided to cut. Oh, man. I don't even know which one to cut. Shibuya now? The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad? Oh, man, maybe. Vigilante Squad was the one he said didn't have any stuff to, right? Like he said he couldn't find anything on it. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya. Okay. Yeah, sure, we'll do Shibuya now. He decided to cut Shibuya now! I guess there was nothing on either, so... I don't know. He didn't have time to make up an article out of whole cloth. His goal was just to make sure that four-star General Gossip made it to the press at all. Society of Surveillance. Where are they now? Sexy Squared! Those three pieces said individuals slated for interviews, but no appointments had been made with any of them. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down the list. Bro, the freaking best character still hasn't even been introduced, I'm just realizing. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinosuke Orai from Where Are They Now piece. He's a broadcast guy. He said he'd be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. Minorikawa sighed. He'd just have to get material from the others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Was it possible to get all that material and write it all up, and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended with him having proof already on time. Having a proof ready on time. He just needed one more thing, and that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through his contacts list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines. Overseas on business. In the hospital. Currently doing time. Damn, what is up with all this? Before long, he called everyone he could think of except for one novice freelancer, Chiaki Iso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered. Such a rattled state as to... What? Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freeland. I know, that's what I was wondering, Brad. Like, how does he have multiple journalists in his circle that are all freaking in jail? If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of the copy. Would she come to his aid if he asked? Quite probably. The issue was whether she would hinder more than help. Huh. Do we call up Chiaki? Or do we... email everyone from back in the day? This is a big decision. It thought I said, the PlayStation voice activator feature thought I said the word, and it put me into the freaking voice feature. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decided to call up Chiaki. The phone rang several times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today? Huh, what? She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? No. Well, yeah, good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. It's noon, bruh! So then I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today as usual. Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am. She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Chiaki from Danganronpa! Well, I've got work for you. I'm over at 4-Star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What? You really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Minorikawa decided he assigned Chiaki to the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. First, I want you to take a look around Shibuya for this group of vigilante types. Hopefully we made the right decision keeping this one. By vigilantes, you mean people who have volunteered to help prevent crime? There was a note of relief in Chiaki's voice. Yeah, that's right. Except apparently now they've turned into a nasty street gang. Did you say street gang? Nuh-uh, no way, absolutely not. Minorikawa could almost see her shaking her head on the other end of the line. What if I get killed or sold into slavery? He doubted there was much chance of the latter reformer, for that matter, but he still understood her concern. Alright, I hear you, he said. Then how about you go hang around Shibuya Station and do some street interviews for me? Street interviews? There was a nervous waver in Chiaki's voice now. Yeah, just talk to normal, regular people walking around outside the train station. That should be fine, yeah? But Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really my, Apparently it was beyond her capacity to give a simple no. No buts. Just interview at least 10 people and give me an article by 6 o'clock. Okay. Minorikawa had originally planned to axe the Shibuya Now piece because it didn't have any content, but getting some quotes from people on the street would at least make for useful filler. That gave him a sudden idea. He'd take on the vigilante story himself and have Chiaki handle the Shibuya Now. That was plenty of work to keep 2 people occupied throughout the day. The more time-consuming Oregon Market story would have to be cut. What? After explaining what kinds of interviews he was after, Minorikawa hung up. Okay, I've gotten us another writer. We'll get through Toyama somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. What? Are you kidding me? Minorikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. That's less than ideal, yeah? So what's the plan? Well, they've said provisionally that if next month's issue gets published, they'll be willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. The issue's coming out guaranteed. But they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. Alright, Minorikawa said wearily. So for starters... yeah, for real, bruh. We need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. This MF, bruh. They had to get all... Wait, why isn't he helping? I mean, I get he's, like, you know, depressed, but, like... This could be your big breakthrough. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you'd like to let me know about? No, Toyama said. No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distantly awkward. He had known Toyama for years, and had never been kowtowed to like this before. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the ending office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Diet drink sales demo. Where are they now? Society of Surveillance. Sexy Squared! Wait, what? A university associated with Midoriyama High School? At Sexy Squared? Shibuya Vigilant. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock. And the interview with Shinosuke Orai for Where Are They Now was slated for 2:30. So those times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. Huh. Go to Center Guy at the diet drink sales demo. Or go to Doganzaka. To go to Endo Electronics? Damn, bro, both of these are gonna have a freaking crossover. Endo Electronics or drink sales. It's a tough choice. Huh. I think drink sales. Okay. It was a little early, but maybe he should just go to Center Guy and start gathering material about the diet drink sales demo. Once the event started, things might be too busy for him to get any face time. If he got there ahead of time, he'd be able to ask more questions. Okay, I'm heading out. Don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa tossed the draft proposal. Shouldn't you be admitted to like a hospital, bruh? He literally just got caught about to kill himself. Like, I mean, I don't think it's like it's not like the best way, but in an emergency like this, a 72-hour hold seems better than just leaving him alone, I guess. But whatever. What can you do? Alright. Preparations for the Burning Hammer Diet Drink Sales demo seemed to be well underway when he arrived at the Nokane building. Minorikawa could hear voices from somewhere ahead as he made his way down the corridor. He knocked on the door, and a tired-looking man poked his head out. Yes, can I help you? Hi, my name is Minorikawa. I'm a freelance writer. I'd like to interview you about Burning Hammer. Huh? An interview? The man's face lit up with an enormous smile. Are you the person in charge then? Minorikawa asked. That's me. Name's Junichi Yanagashita. Thanks for your interest in Burning Hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. Instant sales pitch, eh? Well, at least the guy was confident in his product. Maybe. Is that tagline actually true? Minorikawa asked. The more you drink, the more you lose? Absolutely. Have a try for yourself and you'll see. Oh shit, he's gonna die. Here, a free sample. Yeah, he's, Oh wait, this song's tough. Wait, it's about to go crazy. It's filled with some kind of red liquid. So this is Burning Hammer, huh? Yeah, I don't mind telling you it's a fantastic product. The proud smile on Yanagashita's face spread from ear to ear. Minorikawa opened the bottle. Yeah, he plays Tony Stark in the Avengers. Oh, hey, Yanagashita said quickly. Before you drink that, what? You're not on an empty stomach right now, are you? Minorikawa blinked. What? Well, it's just if you drink the product on an empty stomach, how do I put this? There's some minor health, I mean, it's just, the body might not, or it's just, look, don't sweat the details, it's fine, Minorikawa said. I didn't have any breakfast this morning, but hey. Oh shit, bro, he's gonna die. He tipped the tiny bottle back and drained it in a single gulp. It didn't taste bad, really. In fact, it didn't taste like much of anything. Not much flavor, huh? He said. Well, yeah, it starts out that way in the beginning. For real. I already know it's coming. Are you feeling alright? Alright, how? Just, alright? Are you sure you're feeling fine? Look, what is this, Minorikawa asked. If you want to say something, just say it. Well, alright then. So it turns out that if you drink it on an empty stomach, some nasty stuff can happen. Nasty stuff meaning what? Well, let's see. First, there's a tingling sensation on the tongue. Indeed, an uncomfortable tingling was starting to spread. After that, your whole body starts to get hot. Minorikawa felt a blush spread across his skin. You'll start sweating all over. Sweat was practically streaming from his pores. A sort of stream will start coming out of your ears and nose. Oh shit, what the? Bro's a goner! Water vapor began to gush from his ears and nostrils. And finally... What? Before Minorikawa could hear what the last thing was, his body launched into the air like a rocket? What? His head crashed into the ceiling and he crumpled right back to the floor. He felt like his heart might shoot out from his throat at any moment. Yeah, it kind of goes like that, Yanagashita finished. Finished? He looked down at Minorikawa with pity in his eyes. Goes kind of like that? What the hell are you thinking, son? Something like this. Well, it's just... This isn't a diet aid. It's a death trap. For real. He got freaking... How did he get rocket launched into the air? How bad can it be? Minorikawa shuddered, his whole body racked with pain. Well, be fair now. I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. Oh, shit. Go to hell, you psychopath. You can't be allowed to sell this poison. I'm taking you down. Clutching his pen as if it were a sword, Minorikawa lurched to his feet, his mind a little more than a blur. Die! What? He lunged for his foe. Yanagashita screamed. Over the course of the next 2 hours, Minorikawa chased the diet drink salesman around the building in a berserk haze. When someone finally alerted the police, it took 4 officers to subdue him. And when he finally came to his senses in his detention cell, the 4-star general gossip deadline had long since passed. He turned and faced the wall, muttering to himself, "If only I'd eaten breakfast." Okay, so I think Endo Electronics might be the better option. Not gonna lie. Let's try out Endo Electronics. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the survive set this out. Okay, I'm heading out. Okay. Same thing. Exiting the building, he hopped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Thanks for waiting. Oh, true, I forget he's still... Can you get me to Dogenzaka ASAP? Son of a bitch! Minorikawa bristled. I beg your pardon? Yeah, true, maybe... That son of a... Sorry, that son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir? Was he waiting for you like you expected? My goat! Oh, yeah. And I damn well did give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. The taxi sped off. Minorikawa pulled out the proposal and looked over it again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts, upward of 500 of them. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots, and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Endo. The GOAT! The owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Minorikawa's first mission. Then, he needed to get to this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. I can't read what that says, so I wouldn't know. But, right here's fine. The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minoru Minorikawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about 2 things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there is a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please take it. Minorikawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Bye, my goat. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against the computers with 5-inch floppy drives. A floppy drive? What possible use could there be for all of this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in here? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it on its... Ow! Hey, Mr. Endo! Come on, I know you're in there. After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. Holy moly! Sorry, that sounded really rude. I swear I know that guy. A door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or please just give me a minute? I'm a freelance writer. For real. Bro, I know everyone personally in this game. Peter Griffin, I mean, I like him as a person, but... I'm a freelancer. Name's Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo's business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. Huh. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely. So if I could just have a little of your time today. The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, alright. Alright, understood. I'll try to get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine, and the manufacturer just called to let me know the model's defective. Defective? Apparently once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I need to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. What? How does it just infinite dry ice? Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off of one, and made a phone call. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Norikawa asked. He sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. The infinite dry ice glitch is crazy. The Wandering Angels? That was Shinosuke Orai's theater troupe. Norikawa had an interview with him booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after, and gave him a dubious look. He kinda... Okay, wait, let me look this up real quick before I say it. Let me look this up real quick. I gotta confirm. He does. He kinda looks like Tuco from Breaking Bad. Wait. wait. I'll send a picture in the general channel. Doesn't he kind of look like Tuco a little bit? No, wait, no, that's not. No, he looks like Crazy 8. He kind of looks like Crazy 8 from Breaking Bad too. If he was old. I feel like busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes! Bro doesn't know Crazy 8. My goat. He's the guy, like, the very, first gangster that gets, tied up in Walter White's basement, or Jesse Pinkman. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You gotta be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine. Then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. What are you implying? Damn. Bro's gotta lock in. Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm gonna get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minoru said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Minoru replied. But one thing I'm not is a liar. He thought about it. Fine. 5 minutes. Minoru whipped it out and was drawing a gun? Wait, then let's get right to it, shall we? Alright, go ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Delinquents are young people who act rowdy. Okay, I know what a delinquent is. Endo said the word with marked distaste. Oh yeah. I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. I see. Minoru scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait. Vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. Minoru jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of the vigilante squad! What a stroke of luck! Maybe he could also provide some info on the article of the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here. But could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. Top gang? Did I really just hit the jackpot? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. For real. SOS, more like stupid aw group. Wait, that's stupid aw squad. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Sure. But you should know that my son... Did we jump to Ash? Wait, is he even... Oh yeah! I forgot he was, I forgot he was the cliffhanger merchant. Should we figure out what's freaking going on with him? Bro, Minoru he's got the moai ass face. Yeah, we're jumping. Oh yeah, the van. Or the car. Tell me, look. There it was. Oh shit, there it is. Blue van had appeared nearby, parked in a spot that had been empty previously. Achi couldn't see who was inside, but there was definitely something fishy. Besides, there weren't any other blue cars around, so this had to be it. He'd been right. The crooks had come back after all. I'm gonna take a quick look, Achi said. You wait here. No, don't do that. She's gonna get freaking napped, bro. But before he could carry out his plan, he told me to jump to her feet. Without a word, she rushed toward the van. Hold on, I said, wait! She wasn't slowing down. Achi got a hold of her arm. Wait! This could be dangerous. What if the kidnapper's in there? And what if my sister's in there? I have to go help her. I have go help her. I have go help her! Achi knew full well what it was like to be impulsive. But this was one situation where cooler heads would have to prevail. We can't just hang out here, she insisted. What if the car takes off again? That's why I said I was gonna take a look. For real. We have go help her! That's why I said I was gonna take a look first. But isn't that dangerous? What if they do something to my sister because some random guy comes snooping around? Oh, huh. Yeah, you got a point. Achi thought as fast as he could. Bro thinks he's the main character! The criminal told Hitomi to get into the van. There had to be some specific reason for that. What if they were planning to abduct her as well? Whatever the case, he couldn't just let her go. He had to make a snap decision. Together or first? What's the choice? Oh. Okay. Let's go together. Does that work for you? Please. We have no idea who or what might we run into. Bro thinks she's the main character. He told me to give a slight nod for her hell power. That's a bio. Alright, she said. But let me go first and you follow, okay? Got it. She waited as Hitomi started walking, then followed her at a distance. She headed straight for the van. Two men got out of the car, neither of them Japanese. Okay, the dude on the left definitely looks Japanese. Right? Like, that's not just me. I don't know. One of the men approached Hitomi and said something to her. She gave an affirming nod. Suddenly, two men grabbed her from either side. Wow, surprise. They dragged her to the van and shoved her into the back seat. Achi broke to a sprint. Of course it was a trap. He couldn't guess what their whole plan was, but kidnapping Hitomi was obviously part of it. But before he could reach the vehicle, the door slid shut. The van sped off in an instant. Bah! Achi raced after it. For real. He ran as hard as he could, thinking of nothing else. He couldn't give up now. Couldn't let things end like this. He made a promise. No quitting halfway. And no turning his back on someone in trouble. But the car kept getting further and further away. Before long, it was just a blue speck that vanished into the cityscape. No! Achi never saw Hitomi again. Oh, damn. Lost sight of the van. Alright, maybe if Achi goes first? Well, let me go first. Hitomi's determination wavered. Please, we have no idea what we might run into. If they try to run off, I'll give you a signal. Then you can come along. And I doubt they'll be interested in leaving then. Please be careful. Will do. And tell me if my sister's in there. Oh, wait. And tell me if I will. You can count on it. Achi stepped out into the open and started walking toward the van. He tried to look his best as if he wasn't paying any attention. Yep, I'm just an ordinary passerby. That was just talking to freaking Hitomi, bruh. As he got near, he tried to sneak a glimpse inside. The van's dark window film made it hard to see who might be inside or even how many people. Casually, he moved closer still to get a boner look. But better. Suddenly, the sliding door burst open and several people jumped out. None of them were Japanese. Within moments, Achi was surrounded. Whoa, what? Hey, what's the deal? Man, that thing must be packed. How many seats you got in that thing anyway? He took another step toward the vehicle and looked inside. Okay, he's not Japanese. One of the men pulled out a knife from inside his jacket, thrusting it out in Achi's direction. He probably meant it as a simple threat. On a reflex, Achi went into self-defense mode, kicking him right in the jaw. Damn! There was a loud crack as his foot connected. The man dropped out like a light. The others stared, then rushed him. Was that a UPS vehicle, bruh? For real, and whipped out a knife in public. Well, to be fair, that other dude whipped out a freaking gun in public, bruh. But this sure hadn't gone as planned. Too late to take it back now. The damage was done. Achi was just gonna have to take out the rest of these punks, too. He nimbly shifted his feet, evading their initial attack. Having to take these guys on 3-1, he wasn't gonna be pretty. Is that MF wearing Converse, bruh? That dude's got freaking Converse on. That shit's so funny. It's true. Apparently nobody cares in Japan if everyone just like is a bystander. But yeah, this dude's got Converse on. Achi! He heard Hitomi cry out. Crap! He hadn't given any signal, but she had come out of hiding anyway. Hitomi, stay back. How was he supposed to fight off 3 guys and protect her at the same time? What could he do? What should he do? See, everyone just takes pictures. For real. Within moments, a number of passerbys gathered around the fight. Maybe they'd heard Hitomi shouting, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh my god, is that a knife? This ain't just some petty squabble. Someone call the police. Some of them began taking photos with their cell phones. One of them had cussed in frustration, then signaled for his buddies to get into the car. But she couldn't stop them. The engine roared to life and the van sped away. He watched it go. He'd failed. This was his fault, all of it. Hachi bit his lip hard. How could he possibly face Hitomi now? She mad. Hachi? Hitomi's voice was hollow, empty. She stared down at his feet like a scolded child. I'm sorry. I didn't see whether your sister was in there or not. I see. The words so simple and matter of fact stung him to the heart. I'm so sorry. But Hitomi simply shook her head. The fact that she wasn't even chewing him out made him feel all the worse. I know I messed up, but I was gonna say I'll make up for it somehow. But he froze with fear at what he saw next. Oh shit! Across the street, staring at them, was the man with the cane. He told me it's him! They had to get out of there. He grabbed Hitomi by the hand and bolted down Dogenzaka. How is this MF keeping up? He's, like, on a cane. The assassin followed, staying on his side of the road. Hachi wasn't sure what to do. Should they try heading into the alleys and side streets again? No, it was more dangerous to head someplace where they'd be fewer witnesses. Best to stick to Dogenzaka for... Like, this dude's got a freaking revolver in his hands on the city streets. And nobody gives a shit. The man wouldn't be able to gun them down if they managed to lose themselves in the crowd along Center Guy first. I know. Besides, the guy had to use a cane. Hachi and Hitomi could outrun him. I guess it did take him a while to catch up, but how did he even find them? Hand in hand, they sped along Dogenzaka and through an intersection in front of the 109 building. Come on, Hitomi, just a little further. Okay. She was panting, but she pressed on. Hachi risked a glance back over his shoulder. Huh? He stopped in surprise. Oh! Kano! What's wrong? Hitomi asked. That guy, he's not following us. The slope leading down to the intersection wasn't all that steep. It was strange that the gunman hadn't bothered to pursue. Still, there was no time to worry about his behavior right now. Wait, how is he not... I guess he's just not noticing that, the girl they're supposed to be looking for is, right next to him? Because he's getting a call from the Huzz's dad. He told me, can you still run? Yeah, I'm alright. Then this is our chance, this way. We're not gonna lie, this thing was probably fun to film. Like, being one of the actors sounds fun. They needed to put plenty of distance behind them before the assassin came after them again. But they also needed to find the van again and rescue Tomi's sister. Would they be able to find it and stay hidden from the man with the cane? She wasn't sure. Yeah, for real. Whatever. It's a victimless crime. Hachi wasn't sure one way or the other, but with Hitomi in tow, he hurried onward along Center Guy. Oh, to be continued. The song's kind of good. One thing that I just didn't even process with the filming is I guess we'll go back to Minorikawa. Probably. Oh, Osawa's bad ending is gone. For real. Might as well finish out Minorikawa. He's at 1150 right now. Like, he's at the end. But what was I saying? Well, I'll get into it first. But like in the behind the scenes footage, and I didn't even think about this. They're not like taking pictures. They like act out the whole thing, and then they just like take freeze frames from the scenes they acted out. My son isn't in the gang anymore. Oh, Norikawa hesitated. Guess he's of no use to me then. Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. Oh, damn! Damn! The look on Endo's face spoke volumes. Rude ass father. There was no point in... Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But it does, like... I just didn't process that, like, makes sense. Like, I thought they were just, like, setting up pictures, but... It would be kind of fun to film, because you're, like, acting, but you don't have to be that good of an actor, because they're not taking... Like, they're just taking pictures from you. Not, like... You don't have to, like, have that crazy voice skills, and, But, yeah. Figured that Minorikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he'd gotten a lead in the form of name, SOS. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. Just notepad. What'd you decide to do about all the juvenile delinquents? Set up a tiny little webcam. Is it going to tell me what a web camera is? Are we for real? With the picture too. Like, bro, I know what cameras are. I see. I'm guessing the webcam did the trick. Sure did. So then other local businesses heard about it and started asking me to install some for them. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them all up forward. Spider-Man! So who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the downtown business committee take turns. Cameras are connected via a wireless network. That's going to tell me what a wireless network is. That business owners can access throughout the area. It already has. I'm just realizing. How's your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems. I don't seem surprised. All the footage sent over is fully encrypted. But still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge. Don't you think? We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. Uh-huh. And, who determines what that balance is? Minorikawa. That would be me. It's for real. That's exactly how I downloaded the game. I'm entrusted with the management of the security cameras. I see. So essentially you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying that I'm abusing my authority? I'm doing this so in the name of public order. Right, you've had your 5 minutes. Now get out of here! Shopkeeper stood up and headed into the back. I'll be sure to let the wandering angels know about that dry ice machine, Minorikawa hollered at the closing door. Endo didn't reply. His dad's kind of an ass. I mean, Minorikawa was an ass too, but Minorikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to the coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way along Dogenzaka when the cell phone rang. The incoming call displayed Chiaki. Chiaki, what's going on? Oh, it's no use. She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. He's quite a comical guy. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna be all mad at me. Bro, that face is goated. Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minorikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out. I don't want them to be mad at me, she whimpered again. Well, this wasn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to give me those interviews, period. Slay, period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze an objection. Damn it. Just what I needed. One more thing to worry about. He pulled at his hair a few times and cast his worried gaze in the direction of Shibuya Station. My goat Minorikawa is not a freaking cliffhanger merchant, bruh. Achi Endo is cliffhanger maxing. Alright, we've got 3 done. 2 left. Should we do Osama or Tama? Osama? Is Osama bin Laden? Holy shit. Osawa or Tama? Okay. I don't remember how far we got in. Oh. Damn. That's damn. Alright. So this time Osawa's gonna go back to the shop. What? Do not look away, these are your crimes. This time there were 4 images attached. Have I already read this? Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. Oh shit. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. Yeah, this is new stuff. One of the UA patients from earlier images was being injected with something. No. Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. The freaking bind duds, bruh. The second image showed one of the infected hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. Symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eye. He rushed to open the third image. It showed a morgue, piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish of the dead faces made them no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. The lymph nodes. Alright, yeah. Here's another. This is what lymph nodes are. They were swollen. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood. For real. It's killing me. Next came the 4th and final image. What the hell is that? More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, and 18 hours passed. Looked as if someone had been attempting live trials. So it didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. There was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, he looked over the images again, and Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpse in the 4th image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drugs. What the hell? Effectiveness in those time. Oh! Osawa slammed his fist on the desk and raged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps. His boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino. But he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on the banger! Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer state. There'd been a time where he didn't listen to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in arts. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he'd swung by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it in the front of the shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. Oh shit. We've got a choice. Dial him up, or banish his nerves. Okay. He took a nice deep breath and he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves. Inclining his head toward the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe there had been a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely something that had a strong effect on the body and mind alike also conveyed a deeper meaning. Osawa let the positive energy flow through him, buoying his spirits. At last, when his mood had sufficiently calmed under the music's influence, Osawa reached for the handset. Holy moly, he looks very scary in this. Everything is be alright is such a banger line, bruh. Oh, Mr. Osawa, did you have to make a phone call? The study door had opened, and a stolid-faced man had appeared in the doorway. This dude's, like, really creepy. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the detectives from the Shibuya precinct. He struck Osawa as a bit too soft-spoken and meek for a detective, really. And his treatment of the kidnapping case gave an impression of flightly detachment that made him seem rather undependable. No, it's nothing important. Osawa drew his hand back from the phone. Have there been any developments, Detective? Kajiwara shook his head apologetically. Sorry to bother you, but when you're finished in here, would you be so kind as to come to the living room? Alright, Osawa said. I'll only be a little bit longer. Took a nice deep breath and then he dialed up Makino. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as he picked up. His voice was somber. No. Nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came from the other end of the line. I see. Then what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails. When he'd finished, Makino let out a breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. Okay, that means yes. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage. You're not the only person who's busy. With that, Makino hung up. There's no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd been meeting with Makino. This dude is freaking terrifying. For real, bro. Kajiwara stood in the hallway. It looked like he'd been waiting there the whole time for Osawa to come out of the study. Are you hungry? He asked. Here, I've got something that's good for you when you're tired. Kajiwara then slipped his hand into his suit pocket. What? He pulled out a banana. They have a description on what a banana is? Elvis Presley was a huge lover of bananas, and the peanut butter and banana sandwich is his favorite? What? This game is so peak, bro. I'm fine, thanks. What the... Kajiwara... I don't know. Well, it's Rick and Morty time. Kajiwara seemed to lack the detective's sense of situational awareness. Just being around him got on Osawa's nerves. Well, sir, I need you to come with me, the detective said, if you don't mind. He took Osawa by the arm. As Kajiwara hurried him toward the living room, Osawa could hear other detectives talking on the other side of the door. He's working at a time like this? Seriously? Sheesh, I do not get rich people and their priorities. Yeah, I feel bad for his daughter. Her dad's a real piece of work. Nice. They were bad-mouthing him in his own house. Oh, I'm really sorry about all that, Kajiwara said, pushing in embarrassment. Osawa pushed past him and opened the door. A number of police detectives had holed up in the living room. They went suddenly silent as Osawa entered. So tell me, he said sarcastically, would you rather I stay here weeping as I watch the disaster unfold? The detectives winced and grimaced. Grimace? Forgive me for not being a perfect father, he added. Is this hostility building? Kajiwara stepped forward to intervene before things got out of hand. Now, let's not be touchy. I am not being touchy, Osawa snapped, but he knew full well that he was. These guys had the time to sit around backbiting him. What the freak does... But not to go out and bring Maria to safety? Already close to half a day had gone by without any new developments. The ransom demand had come in the previous night at 8 o'clock. Maria had been abducted roughly an hour before. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. The kidnapper called only once, so the police were unable to run a trace. I'll do it, Hitomi said. Anything for my sister. She didn't hesitate. Osawa was staunchly opposed to the idea, but the police were of the opinion it was better to acquiesce the kidnapper's demands. Ai's reaction, on the other hand, baffled nearly everyone. This mofo, bruh. We don't have 50 million yen just lying around. Are the police going to be putting that together for us? Kajiwara stepped in to reassure her. If it comes down to it, the police will be able to help raise the money. Okay, go ahead then, do it. We'd need you to pay it back afterwards, though, of course. Well then, what's the point of that? Ai's voice spiked up to a piercing shriek. Calm down, Osawa told her. Okay. Why does Osawa get to be called Osawa, but everyone else in the family whose name is, Osawa, like, who has the same name, Osawa, does not go by Osawa? I guess they could use fake money. But also, isn't he rich? Aren't they super rich? Okay, I guess even, like, a millionaire doesn't just have, like, $300,000 to just freaking drop. Unless he's, like, really rich, like, 10 millionaire. He is big man, Osawa. Calm down, you're making a scene. I turned away in a huff. It's alright, Detective, Osawa continued. I'll talk to the bank first thing tomorrow morning and figure something out. At that, I stormed out of the room. Kajiwara bowed his head several times in apology. She don't give a shit about her daughter, bruh. As soon as he told me he had made contact, we'll apprehend the suspect and take things from there. What? Hold on. Won't that put Maria in danger? If we let the kidnapper get away with the money, we have no proof that he'll return the hostage safely afterward. There's a certain logic there. I see, he said. So you're saying that catching this guy will be easier for you if he keeps my daughter hostage? No, that's not what I was implying at all. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his brow and bowed profusely. At least, I promise we'll get your daughter back safe and sound. Obviously, there was nothing to be gained from further challenging. Alright then. Wait, I wonder. Okay, never mind. Something about it, even lower than Kajiwara had. How long are you gonna just loaf around? I shrieked as she stormed into the room. Hurry up and arrest this guy! She's becoming increasingly hysterical. An hour had passed since the suspect had taken the money, and yet the police had made no effort to apprehend him. Honestly, bruh, freaking Maria and Hitomi, nightmare parent lineup, bruh. These both seem like horrible parents. Like, I mean, I don't hate Osawa, but he's not like the best parent. Like, he's not like a bad guy, but he's not a very good parent. The police had apparently had a rule against discussing an operation before it was fully resolved, and so the Osawas had been left in the dark. But they had overheard the task force talking over the wireless. Why is it not going to explain what a wireless is for the 10th time? And it appeared that they were deliberately letting the suspect roam free. Hey! I snapped again. If he gets away with their money... Yeah, for real, for real. Bro's gotta team up with low-tier god. If he gets away with their money, you are going to reimburse us, right? Osawa scowled. She made it sound like the money was more important than Maria's life. The detectives exchanged uneasy glances. What should Osawa do? Should he say nothing? Or should we go with disturbing the peace? Okay. Osawa chided his wife. It's only money, it doesn't matter. Only money? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how much we're talking about here? The ferocity in her voice left him with no response. He should have known better than to expect her to make sacrifices for his daughters. For his daughters? Is she not... Huh. I don't know if I'm looking too much into that, but is she not their mom? Is she like their stepmom then? Or because if that was not the case, I would think it would say their daughters, right? To expect her to make sacrifices for their daughter. Yeah, I mean, maybe she's the stepmom. By now he was accustomed to Ai's coldness toward the two girls. How the freak did they even get married? The twins were Osawa's daughters from his first wife. Oh, okay. Who passed away 15 years earlier. Okay, that makes... I had no blood ties to Maria, or she told me herself. Well, I continued, are the police going to reimburse us or not? She glared pointedly at Kajiwara. Well, yeah. What do you mean no wonder, brah? Even if it's your stepdaughters, you still gotta give a shit. I think she just don't give a shit about anyone. But no, I guess it's a little bit like... But yeah, she's freaking... She don't give a shit about anyone. Right now we're focused on making sure Maria is safe. I stormed up to him, shouting right in his face. Stop dodging the question. Answer me. She's such an ass. Yes, of course. Maybe, would you like something to eat to help you calm down? He held out a banana. I smacked it out of his hand. No! Oh dear, what a waste. What do you mean, what a waste? A banana has a peel. If it falls on the floor, you can pick it up and still eat it. It's not... Kajiwara scrambled to retrieve the fruit from the floor. Osawa went over to Tanaka and whispered into his ear. I'm going to meet with Mr. Makino. Tanaka nodded silently. Yeah. Turning, Osawa saw Kajiwara looking in their direction. They made eye contact, but Osawa quickly looked away and strode out of the living room. This MF. Okay, I need to grab, like, some snack real quick, because I'm actually, I'm in physical pain from how hungry I am. What the hell? Why is the floor wet? Oh, it's not wet. There's just a really cold piece of metal on the ground. Okay, wait. Give me, like, 30 seconds. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Kajiwara followed after him. Excuse me? Mr. Osawa? Yeah? A detective fussed sheepishly with his hair and forced a smile. Sir, we'd appreciate if you could remain in the living room as much as possible. Osawa was in no mood to stand on propriety. Damn. Damn. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Look, I got a ton of work to do, he said. Oh my gosh. That was hard to chew. Are you here to tell me to play the role of the grieving father, too? No, not at all. Personally, I happen to think you're an admirable father, Mr. Osawa. Admirable? Did the word have a ring of sarcasm? You had no way to tell if Kajiwara was being forthright with him or not. You're no ordinary fellow, Mr. Osawa. You're a genius. Genius? Me? What the freak is he being skeptical about, bruh? Isn't he like the head of a pharmaceutical company? Like, creating new vaccines? Am I mistaken, sir? We made very important strides in the field of virus research. Or, well, so I've been told. Osawa wasn't sure how to respond. He had never considered himself a genius. He was just someone who was more interested in viruses than he was in other people. Everyone who's a genius is also a little bit odd, after all. Probably he intended that as a compliment, but still. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with weirdos. So long as they leave us ordinary folks alone, you know. Is this guy trying to praise me or insult me? Sawa let out a heavy sigh. Genius, weirdo, what did it even matter? As long as he could be left to his work, he didn't care one whit how he looked in other people's eyes. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief. By the way, what are you working on right now? He asked. I'm afraid you wouldn't understand even if I explained it to you. Right. Precisely. Even if I gave it my full attention, it would still be beyond me. He peered with this sudden intensity out of Sawa's face. What the? I'd appreciate if you didn't hide things from me, sir, he said. Sawa gaped at a loss for words. Oh, I'm so sorry. Goodness, that made it sound like I'm accusing you of hiding something, didn't it? The detective bowed his head repeatedly. I hope you'll forgive me. He held out the banana. That won't be necessary. How about this, then? This time he pulled a bar of chocolate from his pocket. No, thank you. Does this guy just carry an endless food supply? Damn, I'm jealous. Oh my. Kajiwara murmured. You geniuses really are tough to sort out. He inclined his head, mumbling to himself for a moment. What can I get for you then, sir? What I'd really like is some time by myself. In days of exasperation, Osama felt his way to study. Sorry, I might... Alright. He finally let out a breath he'd been holding. Then his eyes alighted on the bookshelf against the wall. Aww. He pulled out a photo album and began to flip through it. There were pictures of his daughter's grade school enrollment. He isn't heartless. Their mother had already passed away from illness, so Osawa had taken the girls himself. He remembered that after the ceremony, Hitomi had come down with the fever. Hitomi had been rather sickly as a girl, falling bedridden at the drop of a hat. Maria, by contrast, had been lively and energetic, quite the handful. Osawa had found it remarkable that their personalities could be so different despite them being twins. He flipped further into the album. What are they holding? There was a picture of the three of them at their grade school graduation. Maria was looking away from the camera. Huh? Osama felt like someone had stabbed a dagger in his heart. His daughters are virology. Which truly concerned him more? Which did he truly love? Okay, maybe he is heartless. It was ridiculous to try to compare the two. Bro, it's your children. They've got to take priority over your freaking research. He'd known the answer before he even asked himself. Even so, human emotions were complicated and sometimes made people act inconsistently. I think he might just be really autistic. One of the consequences of that was his photo album. This was the last photo he had of Maria. He searched and searched through the rest of the album, but she was nowhere else to be found. To be continued. We just got one left. Just got one left. Bro, the tonal change. The tonal change is ridiculous. Oh, wait. I try again. It'll be okay whether or not it helps you lose weight. It is spicy and it does make you sweat. I'm not sure I follow. How much you selling these bottles for, boss? 15,000 yen per bottle. Wait. 15,000 yen? What is that, $100? What? Shiri's jaw practically hits the floor. Bro's immediately on the ground crying. Mine does the same. No way. No freaking way. Calling that price point absurd wouldn't begin to do it justice. Well, look. Selling it at that price is my only option. I need to cover my costs. Bro, I think that ship has sailed. Anyway, please, I need you both to work your hardest. Apparently he's committed to this insane course of action. Okay, True replies. It's more like a sigh than a proper response, but I can't blame her. As for me, I can't. Does this even make a difference? I can't even find the words. Just sit there and don't speak up. What difference does it make? I can't even find the words. Hey, sorry, what was your name again? Alright, I'm Tama. Why are you still wearing your costume? Wow. So then, you're gonna do the sales demo like that? Well, if I can't take the mascot costume off, I don't have much choice, do I? No, that won't do at all. I hired you to be a model. If you're wearing that thing, then what's the point? I'm at a loss for words. The point is exactly what he's missing. It's not like I'm wearing this getup because I want to. How about we just cut it off ya? Chiri says with a big grin. She pulls a massive pair of scissors out of her bag. The blades make an unsettling snip-snip sound as she waggles them. What? No, you can't do that. That suit is a rental. Well, and what am I supposed to do? He looks at me uncertainly. Maybe you could have someone from the rental place come down, Chiri suggests, before helping herself to the rest of my lunch. Oh, hey, good idea. He seems to be making an effort to calm himself down, at least. Just try to grin and bear it until then, Tama. Well, I guess that's that, then. Sure, we'll get off eventually, I say. Hopefully before the demo. That's the spirit. I really need you to be my model. A model, huh? It's flattering, but I can't help but wonder, would I be any good at that? Well, this is no time to be timid. I need that money no matter what. My troubles all started earlier this morning. I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. I happened to pass by and I spotted a red necklace on display in the storefront. I got this weird sensation when I saw it. You could maybe call it deja vu, something like that. It was as if I'd been drawn to it somehow. Why are they charging like $300 freaking dollars? This was mine, I was sure of it. I wanted it. Also, why is there an American star in the background? No, I needed to make it mine. As soon as I possibly could. That's how strong the feeling was. The price was 40,000 yen. I checked my wallet repeatedly, but I only had 20,000 on me. Nonetheless, I needed to have it. There was just one question. How? Somehow I managed to drag myself from the shop. Just a few minutes later, I ran into Mr. Yanagishita. Hey, a voice said out of nowhere. If you want, I can pay you 10,000 for a day's work. I found myself staring at this frumpy middle-aged man who was handing me a business card. This man, bruh. I'm in a real bind here. Need some extra help. Would you mind coming with me? I'm begging you, just one day. He seemed pretty sketchy. As much as I needed money for that necklace, I wasn't going anywhere with some random weirdo. I ignored him and tried to walk off. Please. Please. Yanagishita grabbed me by the hand. Watch it, pal. I snapped. Hands off or I start shouting for help. Please, it's not like that. Just hear me out. Look, I'm in a hurry. Please, please. Knock it off. I spun forcefully away from him, yanking my hand from his grip. Damn. Yanagishita whirled through the air and fell into the bushes. This dude died. Whoa, where'd that come from? His eyes were wide as saucers. You a martial artist or something? Oh no, I think that was just a fluke. Truth was, I was surprised myself while I pulled off that escape move. Okay then. Look, I'm sorry, can you give me a hand? No. No, I mean, can you give me your hand? My hip's killing me here. Ow. I guess. Look, why are you handing me so much? Please don't be angry. The moment I saw you, I just felt it. You're the only person who can possibly do this job for me. I let it aside, but my interest was piqued. What kind of job? I need a sales rep. I want you to do it. PR as a dieting success story. Just look at you. You have the body of an actress. Sales are going to go through the roof. Well, it's hard to feel too offended. Job didn't seem fishy as I'd initially expected. Alright, maybe I'm interested. There's just one thing. Yeah? I need 20,000 yen as soon as possible. So if the day only pays 10,000, alright then. If you can sell 100 bottles at our sales event, I'll throw in another 10,000. How's that? Certainly couldn't think of any other way I was going to earn 20,000 yen in a single day. This might be exactly the break I needed. You've got a deal. What is this majestic ass music? You have my services for the day, I said, bowing my head. Yes! Yanagishita jumped for joy. What about your hip? Huh? Oh yeah, it's better now. All better. Fixed itself just now. Yanagishi bowed dearly as I gave him a dubious look. Look, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you. I was just scouting for talent, and I saw you in well. This might not be a good idea. Look, I've staked everything on the sales demo later today, he went on. I'm getting kind of tired. But I'm so close to finishing the hour. I'm so close. Look, I staked everything on this sales demo later today. This is the make or break opportunity of a lifetime. Sure. No, okay. I think I can make it. I can make it. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a ton of debt. 2 million yen. 2 million. Because what? It's... Damn, it's 2 a.m. 2 million? Damn. Yamagashita's tone had taken on feverish intensity. If I don't pay it back by the end of the day, then boy howdy am I up the creek with the... How are you going to get 2 million in one day? I don't know. How do you even get into a situation like that? He gazed skyward. Because... Damn. Should I just finish it later? Or should I finish the hour? This girl like you won't understand. Sure as heck didn't understand. Anyway, real quick, could you put this on? Okay. Let me finish this sequence. Mr. Yanagashita briskly rummaged through his bindle. Bindle? I don't know that word. Then thrust a cat costume out toward me. What? Here. Yeah, before the sales event, you gotta hand out some samples. Job's already started, you know? With that, Mr. Yanagashita went about getting into the mascot suit. Getting me into it? Yeah, okay. That is the end of the sequence. Which, yeah, I'm a little freaking tired. This game is so tough, though, bruh. I forget how hard it goes. And it just gets freaking even insane-er. Like, it just gets progressively better. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. I guess I'll go to bed for now, because I'm freaking tired. I'll sleep in tomorrow. I don't have anything going on tomorrow. Let's go. Alright. Bye.